Good day, students and viewers. My name is Abdulaziz Idris. Here is another example. We are given example 2 that given the quadratic equation for x squared plus 8x plus 5 is equal to 0, if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, we are to find alpha minus beta all raised power 2, and we are to find also the equation whose roots are 1 over alpha cube and beta 1 over beta cube. So to solve this from example 1, from the previous example, which is example 1, and it's the same quadratic equation we have used. So from example 1, we know that alpha plus beta is equals to minus 2, and alpha beta, that's product, is equals to 5 over 4 from the previous example. Now we are to find the expression from now we are to find A. Actually, before you proceed, you have to make sure that you find the product of the sum of the roots, which is equals to minus B over A. Of course, your A is 4, your B is 8, your C is 5. So, and the product of root is equals to C over A, which is equals to 5 over 4, of course. And this is this. Now, we are to find alpha minus beta square. But this is clearly equals to alpha squared, and this is equals to alpha squared minus 2 alpha beta plus beta squared. But this is equals to alpha squared plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta. That is bringing beta closer to alpha. Addition is commutative. One can swap the two always once it is an addition. But also, you remember that alpha plus beta squared, this is equal to alpha squared plus 2 alpha beta and then plus beta squared. Now, this is also equals to alpha squared plus beta squared plus twice alpha beta. Now we want to make alpha square plus beta square the subject. So therefore we have alpha plus beta squared. Bringing this to the other side, we have minus twice alpha beta is equals to alpha squared plus beta all squared. Now, maybe this we call this equation 1 and call this equation 2. Now, substituting the value of alpha plus beta squared in here, you have alpha minus beta all squared. This is equals to this value. So we have already alpha plus beta is equals to this value. So we now substitute alpha plus beta all squared minus twice alpha beta, and then the rest is minus twice alpha beta. So this is equals to alpha plus beta all squared minus 4 alpha beta, because we have subtracted alpha beta twice. So is the sum of the this difference. So it has to be 4 alpha beta. Now we have alpha plus beta, we have alpha times beta. And so clearly substituting the value here, we have gotten alpha plus beta. So you have minus 2 raised to power 2, and then minus 4 times 5 over 4, because alpha times beta is 5 over 4. Of course, this is equals to the square of minus 2 is 4. Minus 4 times 5 over 4, 4 cancel 4, we have minus 5. And of course, this is equals to minus 1. Now, going to the B part of the question, we can see that we are asked to find an equation whose roots are 1 over alpha cube and 1 over beta cube. If these are the roots of the equation, you can easily form that quadratic equation. And the way to do it is to say that x minus 1 over alpha cube times x minus 1 over beta cube is equals to 0. Of course, this is how to form a quadratic equation with given roots. So you have x times x, we have x squared uh, minus 1 over alpha raised power 3, x minus 1 over beta raised power 3, x, and then this times this, so we have plus 1 over alpha raised power 3 beta raised power 3 equals to 0. So minus minus, we can factor out the minus, x squared minus into 1 over alpha raised power 3 plus 1 over beta raised power of 3, and then plus the product, which is equals to 1 over alpha beta all raised power 3. And this is equals to 0. Now, to proceed with this, we have x squared, and this is plus. Now, summing this, so you have alpha raised power 3, and then plus beta raised power 3 all over alpha beta raised power of 3, that is taking the LCM of this, so have to multiply by 1 times beta raised power 3, 1 times alpha raised power 3. So you have alpha here, beta here raised power 3, alpha here raised power 3, and the sum, and over the product of the two, which is equals to this, and then plus 1 over alpha beta raised power of 3. This is equals to 0. What we are left with now, we don't know the value of alpha raised power 3 plus beta raised power 3. Now we have to find it before we proceed. Now, alpha raised power 3 plus beta raised power 3 is a task now embedded inside the question again. So this is equals to alpha plus beta raised power of 3 minus 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta. I just went ahead direct to write the equation directly without finding it as we have done before in the square of a difference there. Now, substituting the value of alpha plus beta and alpha beta. So what do we have? Alpha plus beta, this is equals to minus 2 raised power 3, and minus 3 times alpha beta, which is equals to 5 over 4 times, we have alpha plus beta is equals to minus 2. And in this, we are going to have, this is minus 8 minus, of course, 2 here, cancel 2. So we have only 2 here. So this is plus, minus times minus is plus, and then 3 times 5 is 15. 15 over 2. And this is equals to, so twice this is minus 16 plus 15 over all over 2. And that is equals to what? That is equals to minus 1 over 2. So this is the value of alpha cube plus beta cube. So we can just go ahead and substitute in the equation. So we have x squared plus, of course, I'm going to have not actually plus. So what we are going to have, so we have minus, it's actually a minus sign here. So we are going to have minus from here. Actually, I think here is going to be a minus, not actually plus. So this is what we are going to have. And so we have alpha cube plus beta cube. The value is already gotten. We have gotten it as minus 1 over 2, minus 1 over 2, all over alpha beta raised power 3, which is equals to 5 over 4 raised power 3 here, and then plus 1 over 5 over 4 also raised to power of 3, and that is equal to 0. Now we have x squared minus, so what we have here is minus 1 over 2. So we have minus minus, and then here turns out to be positive. So we have 1 over 2 over the square of 5 is 125 over the square of 4 is 16. 4 times 4, which is equal to 64. 64, sorry. So we have plus 1 over 125 over the not square, the cube, the cube of this, which is equals to 64 also, and this is equals to 0. Now we have x squared, so we have plus, actually this is half 1 over 2 times 64 over 125. Of course there is x here, we shouldn't forget. Here there is x, we should not forget there is x here because of the x here. So x is common throughout, x is common throughout, and we also have here there is an x multiplying, and then plus 64 over 125 equals to 0. This is equals to x squared plus, so when we divide 64, we have 32. 64 divided by 2, so we have 32 over 125 x plus, actually this is 64 over 125. This is equals to 0. Now multiplying through by 125, so you have 125x squared plus, when you multiply by 125, so we have 32x. So the 125 will cancel the 125 as in the denominator. Also, if we multiply here, we are going to have plus 64, because if we multiply by 125, it will cancel 125, and this is equals to 0. This is the required equation. Thank you for watching.